Wow. Do I detect a certain sense of enthusiasm and optimism in this room? Do I detect a group of men and women, undaunted, who believe we must deliver Brexit? Do I detect a group of people who don't care what the mainstream media say, don't care what the Tory or Labour Party say, but want to stand up for the 17.4 million people? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You know, sometimes in life, if you choose to stand up for principle, if you choose to stand up for a view that at that particular moment in time may not be the zeitgeist, life can be tough. Life can be difficult. And I'm guessing that you, our prospective parliamentary candidates, have, over the course of the last week or two, begun to receive a little bit of abuse. Good. I've had 25 years of it. You see, what we're witnessing with the general election coming down the track are the two big tribes in British politics reassembling. For them, this is all about the colour of the rosette. Is it the blue tribe or is it the red tribe? And actually, issues and principle go out of the window. And the one thing that I think both of them have now completely turned their backs on are the promises they made to the British people during the referendum, after the referendum, at the last general election. And we now face a situation where the public have a menu to vote for. On the 12th of December, you can vote Liberal Democrat. Well, you still can vote Liberal Democrat if you want to. And it's a very straightforward offering. It is revoke Article 50. It is cancel the result of the referendum. You can vote for the Labour Party, who are offering you the glorious opportunity that if you vote for them, they will negotiate a new deal in Brussels. They will put it to the British electorate in a referendum and then campaign against the very deal they've negotiated. But this Labour Party, and I'll be coming back in this speech to the Labour Party, because too much of this conversation that is going on in this country today is about the Brexit Party and the Tory Party, and it seems to me that the media and everybody else has forgotten the fact 5 million Labour voters voted Brexit and have now been betrayed by the Labour Party. It's a fact. So just to recap before that outburst of enthusiasm, it is revoke with the Liberal Democrats. It is a second referendum with Labour, and the choice being remain or a form of remain. And then we have the Conservative Party, who are telling us, well, last time round she told us, do you remember, Brexit means Brexit? And what we discovered was that she came back with that plan at Chequers, that new EU treaty she wanted the country to sign up to, that frankly was the most abject surrender. It was a document that you would only have signed if you'd been beaten in war. It was utterly shameful, and thank goodness it got defeated. Thank goodness. And into that space stepped the Brexit Party. From nowhere. And we reset the political agenda in this country. We made leaving with a clean break the most popular option out there in the country, and we did more than our bit to get rid of the worst Prime Minister, not just in living history, but our entire political history. And we got a new Prime Minister, full of optimism, energy, and indeed fun. And thank goodness, after the previous couple of years. But what has Boris Johnson done? He has picked up that treaty, he has amended it. He has made it slightly better in terms of the customs union membership for Great Britain. But in doing so, he has hived off a part of the United Kingdom, despite his own promises that he would never do any such thing. It paves the way, I think, for disastrous problems with Scotland over the course of the coming years. And he's now put that treaty back before us in this general election. And he says, vote for this and we will get Brexit done. Now that is a very tempting slogan on a public who, after 3.5 years of this process, have in many cases just about had enough. But the problem is, it doesn't get Brexit done. All it does is take us into another 3 years of agonizing negotiations with, yes, you've guessed it, Michel Barnier in charge. Well, you might boo him. I'd like to recruit him for our side. He's good. He's really good compared to our duffers. Goodness gracious me. And what Barnier has set out already in that political declaration is there will be no free trade deal with the European Union unless we stay part, effectively, of the common fisheries policy. There will be no free trade deal unless our total bill for leaving has actually risen from 39 billion to 65 billion. There will be no free trade deal unless our state aid rules stay under the European Union, meaning we could not help British Steel or anybody else we chose. And it will mean, above all, that our free trade deal means we will have to continue in regulatory alignment on social policy, employment policy, environmental law, and even taxation. And even if we get that free trade deal, one that I think will prohibit us from doing trade deals with the rest of the world. In fact, an American friend of mine was chatting about this last week, and I'm sad to say that he was right. And even if we get all of that, it will still ultimately be adjudged by the European Court of Justice. And here is the problem with the proposition that Boris Johnson is putting to the British people. It is not Brexit. It's not Brexit. It's a sellout. It is a sellout. Thank you. I have tried my best, as you all know, over the course of the last few months, to try and build a patriotic Brexit alliance in this country. It would be a working together of a Conservative Party, a Brexit Party, and some very strong voices in the Labour Party. It would, if it fought this election on the basis that free trade is fine, but whatever we do, we must have a clean break from the institutions of the European Union, not only be honouring the vote and the promises from 2016, it would win a massive majority in Parliament. But we now have but 10 days to go until the close of nominations. And the clock is ticking. And it would appear that far from even attempting to embrace this offer, which is sincere and genuine, that the Conservative Party indeed want to shut down the argument. Jacob Rees-Mogg, who I like personally, said this morning the Brexit Party should stand aside and leave it to the Conservatives. What kind of conceited arrogance is this that we're seeing from a party who, without the referendum party moving them in the 90s on the euro, without UKIP forcing them into giving a referendum, and without the Brexit Party, will never deliver Brexit? And I say this to you, and I'll say it as I tour this country, there will be no Brexit without the Brexit Party. Of that, I'm certain. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. They say that we will split the vote, but we won't split the vote because we will be the only people actually offering Brexit, leaving the European Union and its institutions. And I'm reading this lazy commentary in the press every day that is almost a mirror image of what I read back in 2015 when I led UKIP. They all said the UKIP vote would lead to Corbyn and the SNP being in coalition because we'd split the Tory vote. And what did we do? We did far more harm to the Labour Party than we did to the Conservative Party. Indeed, Cameron would never have got a majority had it not been for those nearly 4 million votes that were cast for UKIP in that election. And the missing ingredient of this whole debate is the extent to which traditional working Labour voters, patriotic to their fingertips, who voted Brexit, believing with all their heart and soul it was the right thing to do, and doing so in parts of the country, in Wales, the Midlands, the north of England, in the most extraordinary numbers, and in nearly every case now represented by a Remainer Labour MP. What Westminster doesn't seem to comprehend, what the commentators haven't latched onto, is those 5 million are the most vulnerable group of voters to the Brexit Party in this country. And I will be, from tomorrow, I'll be out in those Labour constituencies. I'll be there. I'll be in the East Midlands. I'll be in South Wales. I'll be in the North East. I'll be in Workington. I want the country in this election to have a genuine choice. I want the country to know the sheer extent of Labour betrayal. I want the country to know that this new EU treaty is not Brexit, and that if it goes through, we will never get independence in our nation. And to that end, as your leader, this is not the last time that you'll be seeing me in the next few weeks. Because what is more important than me being hunkered down in a constituency, fighting to get myself elected? What is more important than that, I think and I believe, and I hope you support me, is what I can do with and for all of you. I'm with you. I'm going to be out there supporting you. Let's fight this election and let's win. Thank you. Thank you.